Welcome back, I'm the Watch Nerd. I promise more Daytonas and you're getting more Daytonas. I have two Rolex Daytonas in front of me, white and black, both faces for the reference 116520. And I'm very, very excited to show you both of these. But before I do so, I just want to keep announcing my Chanel chain giveaway. I'm going to be giving out this chain as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm very excited. And if you want to be entered, there's the 4 steps in the description below. It is completely free to enter, and it will be shipped around the world. First, turning ourselves around, before I get into the specifications, just look at both of these. Unbelievable. And I'm going to talk about both. I'll do some outside shots, some cool stuff with both of these pieces. But before I do so, I do want to just talk a little bit about these pieces. As far as my knowledge and as far to us, that these have never been polished, ever. So these are factory, there are a few scratches, but I think that gives it character, and I really do like a piece that's unpolished. That matters to me. But also, both of these pieces were purchased at the same time by the original owner. And I think that's very, very important, and we bought it from the original owner, both of them at the same time. So I think that's very, very important when you're buying a watch. You just want to make sure it's, you don't want to go too down the line, because it could get polished, it could do this and that. And these both are really, really great examples, great condition. Of course, you'll see occasional scratches, as I will pull you in on that middling high polish. But that to me is really what you want to look for. You want to look for pieces that are it's even part of a set, like they're both together at the same time. So I just want to tell you a little bit about that. But let's get a little closer, and then I will talk about both of these pieces. So the specifications are both the same except for the dial. So this is a white and then black, but they're both 116520, the model. It ran from 2000 to 2016, and it had the movement 4130, which is an amazing movement. And as I talked in my previous Daytona video, recently I did one on a two-tone piece. This was really the change in Rolex. This is when they stopped messing around buying Zenith, buying other brands, and they went really full in-house. This is before Yachtmaster 2, and of course now the Sky Dweller. But this is, they seriously upped their game, and it is very impressive that 12.2 millimeters thick with this chronograph automatic movement. I think that's, with 72 hours of power reserve, is an amazing feat for a company that used to outsource everything. There was nothing in-house original about Rolex. They went to Eigler, they bought Eigler, of course, and then just a lot of things. And now they're completely in-house. It's truly amazing how to see. This is the end, I consider, of Rolex using other brands. Rolex buying off the shelf. This was in 2000, I think. I would love to know your opinions, but this is the end of them messing around. This is when they got really, really serious. So other things about this piece, it's 40 millimeter across, 47 lug to lug, which I think is pretty much spot on, perfect. And then the movement itself is 44 joules, as I mentioned, 72 hours and 8,000 beats per hour. So that's 8 ticks of the second hand, which I think is perfect. When you go a little bit higher on the beat rate, you typically have to service fast. So that's why Rolex actually chose to take out 33% of the parts in the Zenith and make it slower down. So yes, it wasn't in-house, but they did change the movement, which I think is very good. But now this is definitely a step up in the right direction for Rolex. And I think they really knew that with this piece. But I do want to just unscrew the pushers here. So it is waterproof with the pushers down. But the chronograph function, you can't use it, of course, underwater, but you can take it under. It's 100 meters. So there you go. So this is a better way to notice the beat rate. As you can see, very smooth, not so fast, not too slow though. Perfect, because the service, as I said, is you don't have to get it so much. And it will go around 12-hour chronograph on both. That's what they use, and I think that's perfect. It's like the Daytona, of course. They use that to get an American, more Americans try to buy Rolex. But originally they tried to use Lamont, so it's a very funny story here. And it's sort of a failure of a watch, but I'll talk about that in my well, what it originally meant, it was a failure. This is not a failure at any means. It's a beautiful piece, but the history and everything. But I'll talk about that in another video. We're going to head back to these two pieces. So as you can see, just showing you off the smooth of the chronograph hand. Very, very smooth, and it's just really, really beautiful. I'll let it run for a little bit, then we'll come back to it. But really, really nice. Screwing it back in. Smooth. I have to mention, they're very smooth, the pushers. They feel luxurious. They feel really good. And on here is a trip locked crown, but they only give it 100 meters. So I think that's just because it's not meant to go diving. Even though there are good lume on both of these, I will show you quickly. The lume, it's not like Submariner, but it's not meant to be a Submariner. This is for an everyday, for really, really nice. As you can see on the white one, because I was holding it up to the light a little more, the hands on the black one didn't get it as much just because I wasn't holding it up to the light. But look at these two pieces, really, really nice glow, and it will last a long time. So that's one thing, is the lume on all Rolexes, especially modern ones, after tritium, is really, really good. What is your favorite dial? Now that's the question. I get that all the time. If I can go with one dial, people ask me, what can I go with? And I always say white. I say white just because it reflects the light better. It makes it feel bigger. It's refreshing to go down and see a watch that's white, because realizing there's not a lot of white Rolex nowadays, I should say. There's only, thinking about it, only the Polar dial, Explorer 2, and Milgauss. That is the only two other sport models that have the white dial. So it's very, very cool that the Daytona is part of the three that have it. No, I'm not saying black is bad. I would never say something like that, because it is beautiful in its own right. Little harder to see in certain lights, but because the white reflects back, it's still beautiful. As you can see, the Daytona in red on contrasting with the black is beautiful. I like that part better on the black than the white. There's trade-offs with both, but they're both amazing pieces. If you can get either one, it's truly a grail. I'm gonna pop this off and I'll show you both on the wrist, the difference, but I will also show you outside. This is the homage of the Daytona. This is the one I had. It actually recently got serviced too. So we got it's really, really nice. It got a full service on that movement. So very, very cool. It's supposed to be a very good movement. But coming back to the Daytonas here, so we have on the sports model, they have the flip over clasp, and it's a milled on this. So this is another improvement they had on from the Zenith there. So as you can see, it's a full milled clasp, and 904 stainless steel. Now Rolex, of course, uses only 904, but before they didn't. I think they did the switch in 85. So the really old Daytonas, they're not. Oh, and before I do put it on, because it is a little tight, let me show off the actual, you get extra 5 millimeters here. So if you pop it out, there we go, an extra 5. And that's really, really nice. It's handy on the fly. Now, you're not getting glide lock, but the new ones are not glide lock because it's only from the diver. The glide lock is only from the diver. So I think the 5 millimeter Easy Link is really nice. Gives extra room when your hand is a little swollen, a little less, depending on the temperature. You don't have to go get it, changed all the time. It's just really, really nice. And as you can see here, beautiful, beautiful dial. Great. Now let's go compare it to the white dial. Now you're going to notice a huge difference in lighting. And that's the only real, there's no other differences between them, because Rolex doesn't do that. They just have the white and the black. That's the only difference. And the white is absolutely beautiful. It's personally my favorite. They both have the Easy Link, but coming here, it's just, look at that. The red doesn't look, it doesn't like with the black, but I feel like it acts like it's glowing at you, this piece. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but both of them are really, really nice. Before I keep ranting on about these two pieces, let's take you outside. Let's do a couple shots, and then we'll come back for the out. Now, first looking at the black dial here in the sun, it is absolutely beautiful. Just the way it contrasts, the way the light plays on both of them, it just shines amazing in any conditions. Both of these really, really nice. Back here, this is it. This is my end. I'm going to pull you in a little closer. This is the last of these two pieces. Now, they probably will sell very, very fast, but I'm going to try to do a couple other videos. I want to do one why you should never compare this Daytona to a Speedmaster, and I have a Speedmaster here, but it's going to be a little funny because everybody compares the two. I don't think you should compare the two. There are certain Omegas you can compare this to, but not the professional Speedmaster. And looking back here at the white dial, just both of them truly amazing, and I'm very happy I can make this video for you. As you can see now, you can really tell. Some of these are actually my fingerprints, but the others are some scratches on here. But if it's to me, it's worth the non-polishing, just to have it adds character, and it's very nice. I didn't show you the back, but both of the backs are plain as they are with all Daytonas, and basically all Rolexes have plain backs except for the deep seas and things like that, unless you win the Daytona. But that concludes our video today. Which piece would you have and why? If you do want to see some more of this stuff, I would love to hear it down in the comments. If you have any questions with this video, there's also my email down in the description below. Thank you. I hope you all enjoy your day, and I will definitely catch you in the next one.